Sunshine Infrastructure Revolution is back, and I'm excited to be here again to continue the good news about the development of infrastructure in Ondo State. Welcome to the first edition of Season 2 of the program. My name is Akeredolu. There's no gainsaying the fact that infrastructure deficit is one of the biggest challenges in Nigeria, and Ondo State, being a subnational, has its share. However, the Akeredolu administration is doing everything within its power to bring respite to the people, and it is heartwarming to note that the government stops at nothing to achieve its goal. This week on the program, we will refresh your memory as we go back to 2017 when Akeredolu Akeredolu became governor. The intention is to remind us about what was and see what has happened since then. To put issues in proper perspective, I will be speaking with the Honorable Commissioner for Infrastructure, Lands and Housing, Engineer Raimi Olaiwola Aminu, FNSE. But that will be after the break. Please stay.
Infrastructural development is key to creating a community where people are excited to live, where investors are willing to put their money, and where people are willing to visit for relaxation. Since 2017, infrastructural development has been done with passion in Ondo State by the Akeredolu administration, and the government has made sure that its infrastructural development drive cuts across all sectors, including transportation, health, education, commerce, tourism, security, revenue generation, among others. Ondo State is now the best place to invest, relax, and live in. The governor, Akeredolu Oluwarotimi Odunayo Akeredolu, SAN-CON, therefore invites the world to the state to enjoy the fantastic opportunities provided through massive infrastructural development by his administration. This message is powered by Ondo State Ministry of Infrastructure, Lands and Housing. Ondo State, think anew, act anew.
Thank you for all the questions and comments you sent even while this program was on break. There is a backlog of them, and we shall serve you the responses in the weeks to come. This week, we shall take the first set. Keep the questions and comments coming. In a moment, you will see my interview with Engineer Raimi Aminu.
Three things clearly define the Akeredolu administration's infrastructure development drive for the people of Ondo State, ensuring a turnaround in the level of the infrastructural gap it met in 2017.
People were lacking in many things. For instance, we knew there was infrastructural gap. So I just felt, look, let me do the best I can.
Ensuring fairness to all in the infrastructural development journey.
As any resident within the area that has been constructed, if any of them have ever been to Mr. Governor or have ever been to any commissioner, we selected those roads based on the needs, level of decay, and the population.
The government also desires to have feedback on how much its efforts are imparting the lives of the people.
Ondo State, think anew, act anew.
Engineer, thank you very much for accepting to talk to me.
Yeah, you are welcome, my brother.
All right, so we're going down memory lane, actually. When you look at 2017, when Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, SAN-CON, became governor of Ondo State, what did you see at that time, at the inception of the administration, in terms of infrastructure development in the state?
The past administrations, they tried their best. So they've given the citizens all what God has endowed them to give to the citizen as at the time he governed us. But it behoved on us as an incoming government then to surpass their record. And that was the thought we had, and that was a line we pursued with the help of God Almighty and with the support and real help from Mr. Governor Akeredolu Oluwarotimi Odunoya Akeredolu, SANCON. And more so, infrastructural development is key, one of the key cardinal points. So with that, we tried from the onset, we have it at the back of our mind that we must surpass what we met on ground.
If you go to the different senatorial districts, and I'd like us to go down many different senatorial districts, beginning from the North Senatorial District of the state, what were the challenges, the infrastructure challenges in that area at that time?
The successive governments, the past governments, one administration, they embarked on the surface dressing method. Not that surface dressing is not good, but with the volume of the vehicular movement these days, it's obsolete. For you to have a surface dressing road that will be okay, you have up to 3 or 4 coats of layers. Another government, they are back on asphalt, pavement, but the line drain they are constructing 100 mm thickness, very tiny. At a time we are experiencing shallow drain in Ondo State. Not that shallow drain is not good, that was what conforms with that period. But now we know that we must build on what we met. That's why we changed the conventional design. Now if we go around the state, you've seen our line drain hydraulic structures, you know that these are both the vertical and the horizontal alignment, you know that these are special. And we increase the thickness from 100 mm, that's 4 inches, to 150 mm. And the drain, we change from shallow drain, which is 75 mm height, to 600 mm minimum, depending on the runoff of that area, or the catchment of that area. If the volume of the water during the test, because we go conduct tests before the design, if we discover that we need to widen the drain, not that you will be rigid with just shallow drain, no. All those ones, we start with them. Secondly, in the past, you must know Mr. Governor, or you know Deputy Governor, or you know Commissioner, or you know any top echelon of the government administrators before they can construct roads in your area. But one of the unique selling points of this administration is that we treated all the letters that have been accumulated in this ministry. We took them to Mr. Governor, we defended them. He set up a committee, they appraised and went to those sites. We gave those roads all the construction based on the needs, not based on who you know.
The Northern Senatorial District is unique because it's the pathway, from Ondo State to the north and even to parts of the east and all of that. For a corridor that is that strategic, what were the challenges that you confronted when you came in as an administration?
A lot of challenges. We came in, this government began February 24, 2017. I was appointed as the Senior Social Assistant then on infrastructure, April 2017. To be precise, June 11, 2017, that's barely 2 months when I came to office. In Akoko Northeast, in Ikare, all the roads that enters that town, from whether coming from Akure or any others, we have 4 major culverts. Both Agboriki, both Isharun and others, about 4 major culverts. There was heavy downpour, June 11, 2017, that swept all the culverts, which made it impossible for any motorist or anybody either coming from Ikare to the state capital or from state capital to that axis. That was the first challenge we recorded when the government was still new. And then there was no money. If we recall, that time, during the first broadcast of Mr. Governor, he said we met either 220 billion naira deficit on ground. And because of that, we cannot just fold our arms and not working. Mr. Governor was now desperately looking for a way to achieve bigger things with less fund. We now contacted the ministry. But you have the high labor unit to say yes. Can the high labor units fix all these culverts? And I said yes. That's was the first assignment given to the direct labor units. All the 4 culverts were constructed. They still stand to today. Apart from that, all the internal roads, they were bad. They were bad across the state, majority. Because if you are constructing 1 kilometer in a day, you cannot finish the road in Ondo State in your 4 years. It's practically impossible. You can only try and do your best. So we started with those roads that were completely impassable. Like Ikare, we started with, after the culvert, we started with Jubilee Ugbe Road, which was about 2.15 kilometers, between 2.5 or 2.2 kilometers. We started giving to Alako, and we fixed it in front of a Victory College. Because when I was working at Ikare in 2005, that road I knew it was impassable as at 2005. And it was there like that until 2017 when we came on board. And when we came on board, it was this administration that fixed it in 2017. That road is the shortest distance if you are going to Abuja. Once you get to Ikare from that place and transfer through Boropa, you bust out at Ishe. Very straight road. And the economic value of that houses, because we have so many farm lands in that area, and they are bringing their farm produce from those areas. So it connects the other constituency 2 of that access to constituency 1. So that's why. So that's why it's very, very spectacular. And you know, Ikare is a commercial center. It's a commercial city. So every trust coming from the north, they prefer to pass that road. More so, that road is relatively good terrain, flat. Because Akokwasi, you know, we have a lot of hilly areas, but in that area there's not much hill. It's easy for any vehicles to transfer it, either loaded, either 60 tons, 50 tons, anything, any capacity is very easy. So we fixed the road. Apart from that one, there are so many internal roads that we fixed, like Agboriki to the secretariat to Ube. We fixed it. It's now in very perfect condition. Apart from that, we have the Okeala Bojuto. That Okeala Bojuto was awarded by the last administration, but till we came on board, nothing was done because there was little error in the design. The overburden which was expected in the design, that is the earth on the rock, was minimal. But when they were about starting, they discovered that the rock were more than the earth. So we have no other option than to redesign and to reappraise. So this administration took it upon ourselves. And secondly, when it was awarded as a single carriageway. And we knew that most of the major cities in the state are going to be dualized. So we emphasized that with that, we changed the design to dualization. So we first expanded the 500-meter segment, the hilly axis. After that one, we dualized 4.5 kilometer road in Ikare and a lot more in that Ikare. And if you go to other local government too, go to Ose, in the northern central district, go to Ose. When we first came on board, we started with about 4 rows in that Ifon axis, because I remember the first time Mr. Gordon went there to flag off, the then number, so rest in peace. He did mention that for over 80 years, no any infrastructure development in that city. None. He said even an inch. He told us not 1 meter. He's talking about 25 mm. 1 inch was not constructed for the past 80 years before we came on board. And Mr. Governor did promise that he will try his best for them. We started with Igbada Road, Outlet Road, Ogbomo Road, and Ajebunle Road. All those 4 roads, totally about 3 kilometers. We started, completed. And apart from that, we have Araromi Road, Araromi Link Road, from the post office area in Ifon to the express. And that place is there's always incessant flood whenever it rains. And instead of having conventional drain, we have channels that conveys the water. If you go there now, with this heavy downpour, we are not experiencing any flood there again. We have channels about 1.2 by 1.2 meter that carries the water to the mainstream. So we constructed that road. And in Ikaro, the boundary between Ifon and Ikaro, we constructed the road. If you go to, still in Ose local government, if you go to Ute, we have 9.3 kilometer road, Ute Township Road. We've constructed the road. all these are in Ose local government. Right now, we are working at the dual analysis. And if we come to our local government, we have the dualization, the first segment of the dualization of our local government, and we have the second one ongoing, apart from the internal roads. And if you go to Akoko Northwest, between Ikaramu and Akunu, that's about 9-point-something kilometer completed. If you see the photograph before we started, you will know that no, this government, in road, one thing about road, when it's impassable, people will be complaining. Immediately you finish the construction, easily you forget how it was before the construction. In fact, as an engineer, I was scared when I got to that Ikaramu Akunu axis before we started. But now, if you go there now, it's fat, smooth drive. You can drive without even holding your steering. And now from Ikaramu,
that's the road that leads to Abuja.
And also in Akoko Northwest, from Ikaramu to kilometer 17, we've completed it. Paid. And also in Akoko Northwest. Right now we are working on Arigidi Obadi axis. That road is 10 kilometer length. So though the contractor is a bit slow, but with some more the contractor now, we had meeting with the company. So definitely, and they promised to brace up. So because we want, according to Mr. Governor, all our road projects must be completed and delivered before the end of this administration.
Very many administrations, and I mean all over the country, not just Ondo State, always have the problem of abandoned projects. Now, what is your strategy to ensure that when the administration winds down in about 1.5 years from now, you will have no abandoned projects?
When he came on board, I told you who were not having money then, and the economic situation of the country. Mr. Governor held a meeting and he came up with a very robust idea. We learned from the mistake of the past. In the past, once a project is awarded, you mobilize 30%, 40 or 50, depending on the agreement between you and your contractor. With that, it's not anything in the face. You can prove that you have the track record, you have this, but when you are giving money, maybe you have challenge at that time, you can divide the money to another thing. A lot of government funds were in the hands of various contractors. So Mr. Governor now decided, can't we work without mobilizing? So a lot of contractors were scared. We started with only 6. We appealed to them. This man our governor has integrity. Try us, work for us. Before we get 5%, we start paying. And that's the model we are using up till now. So once you are working for us, immediately you raise your interim certificate, it will be valued, you will be paid. At times there might be little delays, but it will be paid. With that, we can now have abandoned projects. It's just pay as you go. Whenever you work, you will get reimbursed. That's the strategy.
So your thinking, your mindset as an administration is that no contractor would like to have his money, not paid.
Yes.
By the time the administration concludes its tenure. Yes. So naturally you work to ensure that all your company.
Yes. But there might be some situation whereby to forestall the insistent hike in pricing with my project. If we check their track record with the speed they are going, we might project some quantities for them. That is, if you are due for 10 naira, we might recommend, okay, let's give additional 2 naira. Before the next payment, she must have worked for it. We do that too.
Okay, Honorable Commissioner. Well, it looks like Ondo State is one huge construction site, and looks like the administration of Governor Akeredolu has decided that from start to finish, the state will be a construction site. But the challenge we observed, having gone round, is that of maintenance challenge. And I'll give you 3 examples very quickly. In Iduani, for instance, there's a road that you're constructing around the General Hospital in Iduani. Now, there's a drain. There's a place where the drains converge. Now, continuously, people continue to dump debris in that area. Secondly, I'll give another example. The road, the massive road that you did into Ikare, that is the Okiala-Bojuto. If you look at some of the drains, you see that they are being silted up again. And that has also happened in other places like Yakumba and all of that. Now, and I'm still speaking about the North Senatorial District. How do you intend to deal with the challenge of silting of the drains, the massive drains that you're constructing?
Thank you very much.
This one can only be solved when we believe that government properties is our property. We went to media, so many radio stations, television stations, flyers, newspaper, sensitizing our people, but yet only few heeded to all our advices.
For an instance, so many people believe that anytime it rains, you must pour your debris inside the channel or inside the line drain. It's wrong.
The carrier that you did mention, that to Akeredolu, we have channel in the carrier all through, which is 1.2 meter by 1.2, I think. Yeah, channel, big channel. In fact, every man, if he goes inside, if he's not well fed, he cannot come out. Now, for you to be telling me now that it's silted, you must know that something is wrong. There was a time we had meeting with all the chairmen of local governments, or some of them, telling them, please try to sensitize our people. Secondly, the drain in front of your building, in front of your property, nothing stops you from cleaning it. You'll be surprised that some people will even, all the debris from the house, they pack them, put inside the drain and start burning. And the temperature they are burning, that temperature is the temperature that concrete cannot withstand. Very soon, the concrete will be collapsing. The reinforcement, everything will be wearing off. So we now believe that maybe they didn't construct it well. No. In fact, another one will interest you. Some of our just newly finished roads, you will discover that some people will just bring us, diggers, start cutting. Whereas anybody that talks to us, we tell them, we teach them, instead that you transbore if we want to pass anything. And most of our newly constructed road now, we make provision for service ducts. That if you want to transfer anything, BNU pipes, cable, you can use all those service ducts. In a situation whereby we are not having service ducts, you can transboard. If you transport, that means mechanically you can drill and pass under the road. But they refuse to take to all these advices. Another thing, when we stop this, one thing that we forget to understand is that now any newly constructed road, if we maintain it, we take it to be our own property. We won't use money in having to spend much on maintenance. Instead of that, we'll be planning to fix the ones that are bad. But the ones who spoil it, we must maintain. Just help me anytime you have the opportunity. Let's be talking to our people. We must change our orientation. We must take government properties as our property. So, okay, now in some area, either in Mute or in another location, I'm not from there. But those people there, they should take those property after government must have constructed it as their own property. Anybody that want to destroy it, frown at the person. Then they realize that we are using taxpayers' money to do all these roads. So please, that's what I just want to correct. And at the same time, we are not animals. We cannot be saying that government should be using law enforcement to be dealing with people. No, we are civilized, and a lot of us now are educated. I think we just need more advocacy to let our people see the reason why we should maintain government property.
I have been speaking with the Honorable Commissioner for Infrastructure, Lands and Housing in Ondo State, Engineer Raimi Olaiwola Aminu, FNSE. I have been looking essentially at the Northern Senatorial District. We went down memory lane, and we also tried to look at some of the issues that are cropping up now. Engineer Aminu, thank you very much for accepting to talk to me.
Thank you very much too. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
When we come your way next week, our focus will be on the Southern Senatorial District and the Central Senatorial District. We will also try to go down memory lane and project into what should be done to advance the course of the state in the area of infrastructure. Thank you very much for being a part of Sunshine Infrastructure this week. Let's do this again next week. My name is Akeredolu. Please enjoy the rest of your day and stay safe.